Good morning and happy day 16th of November. The days are just flying in. Do you know one thing I miss about being so busy at the moment is getting to just hang around on the NaNoWriMo forums. I don't know if you've ever gone onto the forums on the National Novel Writing Month site, but when I did my first NaNoWriMo, it was 2004, and I literally discovered it about 10 days before NaNoWriMo was due to start. And I was a writer then. Obviously I was looking around for writing things, and I found NaNoWriMo on somebody else's website, and it was an amazing thing, and I participated and I managed to win just by the skin of my teeth. And ever since then I've done it every year. But back then there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter, no Instagram, none of the stuff we have now. It was all do you remember the forums with the boards, the message boards? It was all those, and that's actually where I was on Kelly Armstrong's website, and she had a forum and she had a writer's section, and that's where I discovered Nano, because she was participating. And then I joined the NaNoWriMo forums and opened this whole world to myself of all these other writers out there. Because there was no social media, I had no writers to connect to. But you know, it actually felt more connected back then, when there wasn't all this social media, than it does now. Like, I used to hang out on those forums and we'd chat, and you probably do still have them, I just don't have the time now. You had the liaison officer for the area, and they would arrange meetups and write-ins and stuff, and I went and did those in my local area, and it was such fun, and I made friends with writers and I really enjoyed it. And we would chatter in private messages. So it wasn't this instant messaging we have now, it was like private messages, although we did have the MSN, if you remember the good old days of the MSN. So we would chat on there. But I don't know, it just felt different to how it feels now. And in a way I actually find it feels a little bit more lonely. Like, I don't really have writing friends now, you know. That was nearly 20 years ago, so the friends I had then have drifted away, or they're doing other things, or we're still in contact a little bit on Facebook, but not like we used to be. And so, I don't know, it just seems harder to make online writing friends, or at least for me. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm kind of shy in ways like that. But yeah, I miss that connectedness that you used to feel that was there. So that was just my thoughts this morning. Anyway, so last night the plan was to go to bed super early and to just lie in bed and read, and to give myself some peace and quiet and some kind of like R&R. Not happened. So the way our house is at the moment, our eldest son and his wife have moved in with us with their children. The point of this is that we're living in rented accommodation, a rented house, and the landlord had put the rent up to quite a lot for our area, and basically they were paying like twice what I pay on my mortgage, and they've been wanting to buy a house, and it's impossible to save for a mortgage when you're trying to pay rent. You're supporting a young family, and our youngest daughter had moved out, so it was just me and my other half in the house and spare bedrooms. So they asked if they could come and live with us, so instead of paying rent they put that money away and basically just contribute to the bills of the house that they use. So basically the gas, the electric and the food, everything else was pretty much standard in the house usage. So yeah, that's been great. So their youngest daughter, so I ended up having to move because basically someone just sat in front of me and we were staring at each other, and that was going to drive me nuts while I was recording. But so I am now parked next to the zoo, and if you look, that is the wolf pen, so that is really cool. So as I was saying, we didn't get a lot of sleep in our house last night, so that early restful night that I was wanting never happened, and she's totally fine. She just needs to get over the gluten. They said she's just in some inflammation from it, and no more bites of birthday cake for her, I'm afraid. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. She was in agony. So I was watching this morning one of Sarah Cannon's vlogs on. She's also doing the NaNoWriMo diaries. I've not watched them all, I just watched the odd one, but she was talking. Someone had made the comment that she's not getting her writing done because she's not prioritising the writing, and I get that comment, and what I liked about what she said is what you don't realise And what I never realised right at the beginning, you know, when my dream to be a full-time writer, the idea in my head was that all I got to do all day was write books, and that was it. But when you are an indie author and you're doing all the things, being an indie author is so much more than that. It's an entire business. And with that business comes so many different things. And she's having like similar problems. She's just sold a load of books which she's got to pack up and ship out. And that is the same with us here. We've got a lot of things to pack up and ship out, and so some of them's gone, but it's kind of like they're going in the order of their order as to the priority. So this is me thinking today, I'm going to probably get to my office in about half an hour. Which do I prioritize? So I've got set myself this 30-day challenge. It's NaNoWriMo, which I love doing, but I also have these orders to get out, and my book doesn't actually have a deadline. It doesn't have a release date other than I want to get it out before the end of the year. But that's a self-imposed deadline. It's not like I'm waiting for, I've got a publisher. It's not like I've got anybody else riding on this. It literally is just me. So I can change that date and it doesn't matter. What I mean is, I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail a 30-day writing challenge, and that's okay. I'm not going to fail Nano. I've literally got like 4,000 words left to write with Nano, so that's not a problem. But which do I prioritize? Do I put first the orders I have to get out? Because obviously people have paid for those and they're waiting for them. And yeah, I've been doing them in the evening and I'm getting them done, but it's slow. And if I was like, right, I'm going to take 2 days and just blast through them, I could get them all out, but there wouldn't be any words. And it's this balance. So my word counts have been pretty low, and it's sacrificing that achievement to get what I need to do. Now, one of the things, so I took Becca Syme's Write Better Faster course, and my reason for taking that is because for the past couple of years I've been really struggling and floundering in words and getting books out, and I needed something. And that course is very much based on personality and productivity. And so I had a one-to-one meeting with her across Zoom, and we discussed some strategies. One of those was coming off social media and banning myself, which I've talked about. But the point was to write every single day. And I've also watched videos by Matt Diavella. If you ever watch him, he's a productivity guy, likes to make Netflix movies, and he has this 2-day rule. And so he used it for things like the gym. So he never takes 2 days off in a row. So if he wakes up on a Monday morning and it's supposed to be a gym day and he just can't be bothered, that's fine. He will take that day off. But on Tuesday, he has to go. He does not allow himself to take 2 days off in a row. And I completely get this, because if I take days off in a row from my writing, as much as I love writing, I get into this procrastination thing. Writing is such a weird thing. We absolutely love it, but we put so much pressure on ourselves that we procrastinate and put everything before it and then don't get to it. So I don't want to get into this place where I'm doing the orders for 2 days and then it becomes 3 days and then it becomes 4 days and I'm not getting any words, because I've got into that place again where I'm letting other things in life get in the way. Because once I've packed these orders out, they are time sensitive obviously, but once I've packed these orders out, there are other things to do. I need to go and look at my Facebook ads because they are not performing anymore, and I need to go and refresh them because they've been a couple of months on there. I need to go and do the same with some Amazon ads. Christmas is coming up. I need to go do Christmas shopping. We've got a big family. You know, there's things in my personal life I need to do. And so there's always other things that I could put before writing. And so in Sarah Cannon's video, when that person had said to her that she's not prioritizing her writing, I get what they were saying, and in some way it's so easy to not prioritize your writing and prioritize everything else and just be busy. And I don't want to get into that. So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to make myself do a little bit of work, because I don't want to get into this I'm not working, and at least get a minimum of NaNoWriMo's 1667 words in today and tomorrow, and then the rest of the time work on these orders, because then I am writing. I can blast that amount of words out in like 1.5 sprints, and I'm always touching my book, which is super important. I have to keep my focus into this book. And yesterday I wrote the chapter with Alex talking to the victim's actual boyfriend and talking to the fight. One of the things, talking of priorities, it's hard to decide what my investigator would prioritize. So I've decided that what he's going to prioritize is tracing Madeline's last steps. What happened? Where is the last point that somebody saw her, or she was on CCTV? Where's the last thing she kind of went off the radar to when she turned up dead? So I've got him I've just written him talking to the boyfriend to discuss the argument they'd had. Obviously he's going to discover that argument and trying to trace her steps and get to a point where he knows what she was doing right before she led to that path that led her to death. And I've actually, that chapter is first drafted. So today I could quite quickly second draft it, and that would get me my words for the day. So I think that's what I'm going to do. When I go home, first thing I need to do is go to the office, and I need to open my MacBook and get writing, write the minimum NaNoWriMo amount, and then focus on orders for the rest of the day, and then actually try and get to bed at a decent time tonight, because it didn't happen yesterday. And I really can feel like, you know, when your head feels like a headache inside, but it's not quite a headache, like pressure, and like, yeah, I just need to rest, and I just need some time. Even if I'm lying awake in bed reading, I just need, and I can feel it, I need that time to recuperate, and I'm not getting it, and I don't want to get into any burnout kind of place. So that's my plan today, and I'm going to head off now, and I will update you later. Bye for now. Hello, that looks really dark, so I'm really sorry if it is. So I got 2,000 words this afternoon, which is fantastic. And then I had some more errands to do. And now I'm going to go and try and blast through a lot of packing and get that off my plate. So I wrote most of the chapter that I was wanting to write, the second draft of Alex talking to the boyfriend. Some interesting bits change. I always love on the redrafting part how things change and my imagination seems to come up with more stuff. And it always feels really good and like really, really creative the second go round. I always liken it to having a pen. You know, when you rub it on the paper and you get the rubbish ink out of it and then you get it running and it's really good. That's what it feels like with the writing. So I'll write the first draft and that's the rubbing of the pen, and then I'll write the second draft, which is the ink flowing. And I easily double the words of a chapter, so I'm really pleased with how that came out. It just needs editing and then adding to the file for the editors, so that's good. I actually am at 48,000 and something words for NaNoWriMo, so that's great. I've got 1,900 something words to win Nano, so that will be tomorrow. I could do it today, but then I'm pushing back the packing, and I really need to get that packing done, so that's okay. It means I've basically written 50,000 words half a month, so by the end of the month I should be, if I carry on with the word counts I've had, even though it's been a super struggle, be at basically 100,000, which will be pretty close to actually hitting my 30-day novel challenge. So it might just be that I'm a couple of weeks over, which is not that bad, and I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, it's been a good day. I'm going to do some packing, and then I am going to get an early night, and hopefully there's no hospital trips or other emergencies that happen during that. And I thank you a lot for watching this. I love the comments that are coming in and a couple of emails I've had. And I just love interacting with you. So thank you very much. I shall be sure to give this video a thumbs up and a like, and I shall be sure to speak to you tomorrow. Bye.